Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey and today we'll be doing the end of year book tag. This tag was created by Ariel Bassett, so I will leave a link down below to the video in which she created this tag. Normally this video is filmed in like September, October, but I didn't really have a lot of time to sneak this video in because I had a lot of like really fun vlog ideas. So I hope you don't mind that this is coming to you at the beginning of November. I think most of the questions still apply except for one, which I'm going to obviously change the wording to fit this. As well, I am talking pretty normally. I hope that you don't hear my baby's camera monitor. He is currently taking a nap. It's the only time I'm able to film this, so I really hope that it all works out. But let's get into the questions. The first of which is, are there any books you started this year that you'd need to finish? So the only book I really have left is a book I started in October, and it is a book that I'm restarting as well this year. So not only is this a like previous DNF, but it's also a book that I am actively trying to finish, and that is Night Shift by Stephen King. This is Stephen King's first collection of short stories. It includes Children of the Corn, which I've never seen nor read before. My only real knowledge of Children of the Corn is that Simpsons episode.
You're thinking about hurting us.
So it is the short story that I'm the most interested in reading, but this is a collection of his darkest depths of his brilliant imagination. So far it's okay. I am currently at page 100. I don't know how many stories I'm in so far, at least 4, I think. Like I said, it's all right. I'm currently in the middle of it. I really do want to finish it so that I can continue with my read of all of Stephen King's books. I'm trying to read them in like published order, which is why I'm sort of stuck on Night Shift. I am not a fan of short stories in general, so that paired with the fact that I'm not really interested in these has been making for a real struggle. As well, there's no concrete audiobook for this. There are 2 audiobooks that have a couple of stories, not even all of them or half of them. It's been quite an endeavor to try to listen to this every night before bed. I'm really trying to get a story in here and there when I can, but this is definitely the book I want to tackle. I want to finish it in November. I really wouldn't like to take a Stephen King horror book into December, which is arguably like the happiest month of the year. So hopefully I can finish it by then, but this is definitely like my number one goal for the remainder of the year. Then the second question is the question that I will be rewording. So instead of an autumnal book, do you have a wintry book to transition into the end of the year? I have a couple of video ideas where it will definitely be transitioning me into like the colder months. Although today we had a snowstorm last night where 20 centimeters of snow fell and we lost power for 12 hours. So winter is definitely here for me, but maybe not for you guys. So one of the like genres I feel personally that makes me feel like winter is here has always been classics. It doesn't matter the type of classic, whether it's like more summery feel, more romance, or whatever it is. I always feel more cozy when it comes to classics in the winter time. I have an idea to reread some classic books that I read for my degrees. I have multiple degrees in the liberal arts, and I have multiple books that I've read over the years for the liberal arts that I didn't necessarily enjoy, but I think that I might, or I would like to give an opportunity to them. So that's a vlog you can expect pretty much this month. And one of the books I plan to read for that is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I have read this book twice, I believe, but once like seriously and once just skim reading it and going based off of the clips I've seen from the movie to have class discussions. So when you're really good at procrastinating and lying, you could do anything, baby. But I would like to finally give this a real actual read and like see if I can enjoy it, because I've given this like 2 or 3 stars based on the fact that I quickly listened to it on audio that one time, and I don't think I really took the time to cherish it because I just obviously needed to finish it for class. I think that's the failure of our education system. Pride and Prejudice is about Elizabeth Bennet, who is young, clever, and attractive, but her mother is a nightmare and she and her 4 sisters are in dire need of financial security. The arrival of affable Mr. Bingley and arrogant Mr. Darcy, both single and in possession of large fortunes, turn all their lives upside down in this witty drama of friendship, rivalry, and love. So I'm really, really interested in reading this. Like I said, it's definitely going to put me into the fall/winter mood, despite the fact that it's not, I don't think it takes place in those months at all anyways, but I'm really, really hoping to enjoy this one. I also have other classics on that TBR that I'm really excited to get to. One of them specifically I would say is more wintry, but I don't really want to spoil it because it's probably like one of my most hated classics of all time. And I would like to dive in and get that discussion in the vlog instead. And then of course, like any sort of fantasy books I will be picking up in December for specific vlogs or whatever will definitely get me in the wintry mood. I find fantasy to be a really wintry type of genre. So anything related to that also fits for this type of question. The third question is there a new release you're still waiting for? I don't think so. I have a couple of Star Wars books that are being released this November/December that I have pre-ordered that are coming in. So I'm very excited to read those. There might be one more Brandon Sanderson, I think that's coming out that I pre-ordered, but I don't know if it's in December or if it's in 2026. So if it is, it's here because I did pre-order it, so I'm waiting for it to come in. Will I be reading it? Absolutely not. And we'll get to that in another question. Nothing is coming really to the forefront of my mind of something that I am desperately needing to read that's a new release. The fourth question, what are the 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? I have obviously quite a bit more. I'm working on a Buzzwordathon vlog where I'm going to read the final 4 books I need to complete the entire Buzzwordathon. One of those books is Neverworld Awake by Marisha Pessel. I got 100 pages into this for another vlog, decided to put it down because I just really wasn't feeling it, but I think this more like mysterious, eerie, psychological mystery might be more in tune with like a November December read. So I decided to put it off and read it for the buzzword for November, which is never. Oh, my son, hold on. Okay, so we have a visitor for the remainder of this video just because he refuses to be put down and he just wants to cuddle with me. If you've been watching my videos for a bit of time lately, he has been extremely sick, contracting all kinds of illnesses from daycare. It's normal. It's part of like integrating himself into his own society, but he has been extremely clingy because of it, obviously, because he's feeling abandoned at daycare and then also he's feeling sick. So we're just going to deal with him being here. So we have that Buzzwordathon vlog that you can expect. I'm really excited to obviously get into those books and finish out the Buzzwordathon, which is created by Books and Lala, by the way. Obviously, it's the end of the year, but if you can fit in 24 books, I will leave a link down below to her channel. Another book I would really like to get to in December is one of the aardvark books I was really, really looking forward to reading, which is Hot Girls with Balls by Benedict Nguyen. This takes place in like an adjacent version of our world, and it follows 2 trans women, one named Six and one named Green, and together they are going where no Asian American trans woman has gone before, the men's pro indoor volleyball league, and they face some controversy for doing so, which they didn't really expect. So I'm very interested in this book. I don't think there's anything really like sci-fi about this book besides the fact that it's just us adjacent. The COVID pandemic is called the COVID pandemic, that kind of thing. I've been very, very, very intrigued by this book ever since I saw Aardvark release it or have it as their option for one of their boxes, and I ordered it. And I haven't really heard anything else about it. So I'm really hoping that I do end up enjoying this because it is a book that my eyes always catch but never fits into a vlog. I would also really like to get to Dungeon Crawler Carl book 3 if I could by Matt Dinneman, because I have been really enjoying Dungeon Crawler Carl this year as much as everyone else is. It is about a man named Carl who one day the entire world is like taken over by this alien game show. The buildings are flattened and the humans that survive are forced into these dungeons where they have to sort of survive this like game and entertainment for like the alien and the surrounding solar systems. It's been really, really fun. It's been a fast read as well. I know it seems very chunky, but I do pretty much fly through these books. But if I could end the year reading another one of these, I would be really content with that. And then also in the month of December, I like to tackle some Star Wars books. I really enjoy reading the Star Wars extended universe. I love Star Wars personally. It's one of my like favorite fandoms I've ever been a part of. And I've been a part of this fandom since as long as I could remember. My dad is a really big Star Wars fan, so I've been into Star Wars for a very, very long time. And given that I love books, it was only a matter of time before I got into the Star Wars books. There are quite a lot of them. I'm making my way through the ones that intrigue me the most rather than every single Star Wars book that's ever existed, because I'll never be able to do that. It would be its own TBR challenge shelf in my life that I could never complete. And I have far more books that I wish to read over Star Wars books. So I really only gather the ones that intrigue me the most. This is Star Wars Thrawn by Timothy Zahn. I don't know if this is going to be one that I read. I just wanted to use it as an example for any sort of Star Wars book that I want to read in the month or whatever calls to me in the month of December. And I am planning to make a vlog of it. So if you like Star Wars books, I've been asked before to make like a video of like my top recommended, but like I said, there's way too many Star Wars books. So people have asked me to do a Star Wars books video. I'm hoping that a vlog where I read some new or backlist Star Wars books on my TBR would intrigue some people. Maybe I'll do the new ones because I did order two, but whatever. Anyways, regardless, you can expect a video like that because I do plan on reading the Star Wars books that I have on my TBR. The fifth question is, what trends have you noticed in your reading so far this year? For me, I definitely feel like the last 2 years for sure, but definitely this year the most, I've been reading way more horror. My favorite genre, or the genre I used to read the most of for many, many years, was fantasy. I didn't read much more than fantasy, and if I did it was sci-fi. I dabbled in like contemporary and romance here and there, but these past 2 years, horror has really, really, really taken over, and I'm happy for it. I definitely think horror is my preferred genre, at least at this point in my life. I will always like fantasy, but I think fantasy started to feel very much the same to me. And I think these last 2 years, I've been really, really, really trying to look for something different, and horror has brought me that. There's never 2 or 3 horror books I've read in a year that are the same. So I definitely think that I've been very successful in reading diversely in general with horror, but also different experiences reading those books. The next question is, how do you feel about your reading goals? Anything that we would like to change, blah, blah, blah. Definitely, if you've been watching my videos since the beginning of the year, I did release a reading goals video, and then subsequently I went over them through every quarterly wrap up. And every quarterly wrap up, there are 2 goals that have not been that successful. The first of which is definitely the bane of my fucking existence, and that is the Wheel of Time series. My goal was to finish the Wheel of Time books this year. I just gave up on that goal. I did not care about it. I did not want to hear anything about the Wheel of Time. I definitely, definitely gave up on wanting to do so. I am currently still since January at book 11, Knife of Dreams. The Wheel of Time follows a group of kids who are selected because they might be the chosen one in this fight between light and darkness. This fight has been going on for many, many, many years as the wheel turns all the time. We are just following like this iteration of this battle between light and dark. It is my least favorite, I think, series I've ever read. And I'm reading it because I want to read everything that Brandon Sanderson has ever written. And Brandon Sanderson has written the last 3 books in this series after Robert Jordan had passed. That is the entire reason why I took on this goal. But I had also heard good things about the Wheel of Time. So I was under the impression that I was going to like this series. Like I said, fantasy is still, even though I haven't read much of it this year, one of my favorite genres. So I was really under the impression that I was going to like the series, and it just has let me down book after book after book after book. I'm hoping once we get over this slump, I've heard that this is where it starts to get good again, but since it's never got good for me, I don't know exactly how I will feel about this series, and I think that that's why I've been continuing to put it off. But it's definitely going to be a make or break goal that I have in the beginning of the year. It has to happen within the first quarter, or I'm getting rid of the entire series. Speaking of that goal, it ties with my goal to read everything that Brandon Sanderson has ever written. I wanted to read one Brandon Sanderson book a month for this year. I did not complete that at all. I don't even remember when the last Brandon Sanderson book I read was. Maybe I'm burnt out of, like I said, these like big epic fantasy series. I don't know. It makes me sad to think about because obviously these were like huge, huge, huge goals that I really, really wanted to complete this year, and I wanted to be proud of that I completed, and I just can't do it. And I don't think I will obviously be able to do it by the end of the year. So these are 2 goals that I will be taking into 2025. Obviously, reading one Brandon Sanderson book a month isn't the hardest thing. So I just want to reevaluate it for 2026. But as per this year, both those goals will not be completed, and I'm just going to give up on them. And like, if I read in December a Wheel of Time book and a Brandon Sanderson book, good for me. And then the last question is, have you started making reading plans for next year? And I definitely have. Let me give you like a little clue as to what you can expect for the 2026, the first few months, even though I'm probably going to make a TBR about this as well. Obviously, the month of January is taken over by like best books, worst books. So I don't know what books I'll be reading in January because I don't really have any vlogs planned for those weeks. I might slot in some Wheel of Time, some Brandon Sanderson here for a vlog itself, but will I again complete those goals? Probably not. I've put in my reading popular romantasy vlog for the month of February because it is obviously the month of love, the month of Valentine's Day. That's another vlog slash books that I've been putting off for a really long time. So that is a goal slash vlog video idea that I have for February that I really, really want to accomplish. I also want to continue the reading oldest books on my physical TBR series because I would really like to get those books either read or out of here. What books will be on that vlog? I don't know, but you can expect that. I have a couple of author taste test videos that I would like to do. I have NK Jemisin as well as Roshani Chokshi. I had both of those slotted for 2025, but I had to move them around for other videos and stuff. So those are in the docket for the beginning of next year. And that's all I'm going to tell you for my reading plans and for this video. I will leave all of the questions in the description below if you would like to do this tag. I would love to read your answers to those questions. I just like talking to you guys. If you've read any of the books that I plan on reading that I mentioned in this video, let me know what you thought about them. Did you like them? Did you hate them? let me know. If you would like to follow me on any of my other social medias, I do reluctantly leave a link down below to my Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram if you would like to follow me there. Of course, we're all victims of capitalism and we need to use these social platforms in order to stay connected. So if you would like to follow me there, you can do so. And of course, because it is the end of the video, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. It does wonders for my channel, makes me feel really good. And that's it. I never know how to end these things, so I will see you next time. Okay, bye.